This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
20-year reunion on Saturday night. I kept it quiet from you guys.
I even said to you, probably Thursday or Friday, what are you doing Saturday night? You got anything on? And you went, oh, yeah, just a dinner.
Dinner with mates.
That's all you gave me, and I went, oh, okay.
Well, I wasn't lying. I had dinner with mates.
But a special kind of group of mates.
You gave me a little bit more information.
Really? You got more, did you? Yeah. Did you have a heads up about the event?
No, not the event itself. But I got a feeling it might have been a late one.
Well, I knew I didn't get you involved and I didn't talk about leading up to it because, you ruined everything anyway before the reunion anyway. When all the housemates rocked up to my house in Balmain, my wife was in on it as well, and then Igor...
What are you talking about?
He came down the stairs. This was a few years ago, Kate, and he was in my original Adelaide Crows Guernsey, and I was like, what's going on here, mate? You know what? It was sponsored by Fireball. It was one of the weirdest days.
Igor...
Who's Igor?
Igor, who was on Big Brother.
Oh, now I know what you're talking about.
Saturday night was a Big Brother 20-year reunion, Kate.
It was 20 years.
And Igor stood out the back having a cigarette in Fitzy's most prized possession.
It was really stinks good. Of darts. So it's 2004 is when we went into the house. Actually, do you know what? Bree organised it, but she didn't invite Gretel.
Do you need to?
Well, I thought we invited a few of the producers and Mike Goldman was there, but I think it was okay, so the thing is, for years and years, you push it to the side, then you have families, you get married and you sort of forget about it. But it was a moment where everyone just went, you know what, I think we should all sort of meet up and talk about what happened in our lives 20 years ago, because it was a significant part of our lives, Kate.
Of course.
Why wasn't this on Channel 10? They should have streamed this live.
Oh, they would have had to have Gretel there.
Well, they don't have any money for new shows. They just got rid of The Bachelor.
What a reunion show that would have been. How good! That would have been amazing to see Big Trev and, your right Bree and then your best mate Igor.
Well, do you know what? It was like things hadn't changed 20 years later. Terry was there. She's still a nurse, and she was telling us all the things that people have had up their bums in the emergency department.
That's funny.
Was that early in the night, or did you have to warm yourself up for that one?
What, a 750ml wine bottle? That is unbelievable. Didn't know that as well, that then you can't get it out. You've actually got to drill a hole in the bottom of for aeration.
Are we really having this conversation?
Yeah, you do.
Or just you learn something new every day. I'll know that next time.
Like a suction.
The other one as well that I need to talk about is that one of probably the significant moments in Australian television history was when Merlin protested and he put gaffer tape over his mouth and said, free the refugees, for the whole interview with Gretel.
Right, that was your year, was it?
That was my year. And there was a moment, so Merlin was there on Saturday night, and there was a moment where we all we raised our glasses, and I said, mate, I don't think I understood at the time how big that was, but 20 years later, as I mature, my political views sort of changed. I said, mate, that was an unbelievable effort. So do you know what he did? He told us, and I had no idea about this, Kate, but 2 weeks before he was about to go into the Big Brother house, he had an epiphany. That because his dad was a protester when he was younger, and he watched his dad at protests, and he had quite strong political views. But he had this epiphany where he was at home, and he said, I've got to do this. I really have to make a change. I'm going to be on the biggest stage in Australia, so I need to do something about it. He sewed that little sign, free the refugees, into his shirt, because your suitcase gets checked with what you take in there.
Yeah.
Contraband or whatever, and they didn't pick it up. It was in his shirt. So he was in there the whole time knowing that when I get booted, I am going to make this protest.
That's the way I'm going to do it.
Free the refugees.
And how nerve-wracking it would have been for him when he was actually about to go on stage knowing, I'm just going to put this gaffer tape on my mouth and I'm not going to talk.
Wow. I mean, back then too, Fitz, everyone that got evicted, didn't you get a car? Like, TV was
Mitsubishi
pumping.
Lancer.
So, $1 million prize money for Trevor, and then everybody that got booted or was involved in the show got a brand new car.
Brand new car and a trip to Vanuatu. We got a watch.
Man, the times were good.
Did you?
Yep. Tommy as well. Igor, just a heads up. Because he's been ringing me quite a bit, and unfortunately I've been quite busy. But Igor's pitched to me as well. He said, Fitz, you're the first person to know this, but I will be the first punter in the world that will get to drive a Formula One car but have a camera strapped to my head. He's got to do it in Spain, and he said, Fitz, you guys are on. I'll get you guys on first. You can be a part of your show.
He pushed for a long.
I don't know about that, Eeks.
He pushed for a long time to do Eagle Fridays, didn't he?
What would that be?
Well, just Igor comes on with a segment to tell everybody
he had
what's going on.
jokes. He had, and he calls them very brave man jokes, like things that you can't say in 2024.
Oh, yeah, okay, great.
And
The chicks won't like this.
I'm looking at the list now, and they're absolute filth.
Got any
no, there's actually
Are we
none
getting
that
him
I can...
on then this Friday?
And that's why he was only on the show for a week and got booted. The public just, I think it was 97% to 3% of the next housemate. He got absolutely slayed, poor Eggs. But it was great to catch up with him on Saturday night.
all the guys.
No, it was. I really had a good time. I think there's a moment where you've just got to face that stuff, and it was we had a great night.
Was there any inflatable kangaroos for you to punch or abuse or anything
those
like that?
days are over. I mean, Mike Goldman's about to have a child at the age of 51, his first child, but everyone's got kids and their parents now. And
did Mike do the sign off?
Our views have changed. You know, I didn't get in the shower nude again or anything like that. It's not like we're recreating the show.
What would you do it again?
Nah, not now. Like
what if they got that same crew and it was like 20 years later? I don't mean a new crew, but I mean like a reunion. Big Brother
reunion. I don't reckon I would.
Well, why don't you have more to say now?
Got heaps more to say.
Oh no! It was we had plenty to say on Saturday night.
No, haven't you learnt a lot?
Well, there was. Do you remember the other moment was when Paul questioned Merlin about not having an Australian citizenship, and I said, you know what that was, and he goes, you know what, I was labelled, and I said, yeah, I know you were labelled a racist at the time, but he's progressive. Paul's moved on now. He's got a child that's in a same-sex marriage, and he's had to change his views. But it was, you know what? It was a robust conversation that we had on Saturday night.
Did Mike Goldman do the Mike Goldman sign-off?
No, he didn't.
What is that?
What is that?
I'm related to him, I think.
How?
Haven't you hooked up with Mike Goldman?
No!
So in whose side of the family?
I'm sure that was a story.
Why do I always get so confused with this? I bet you my mother's listening and yelling at the radio right now. She won't call.
But it is...
He used to say... What did he say, Fitz? Give us his sign-off.
Oh, hi. No, bye, everyone. I'm Mike, and you've been gold, man. Can I? All right. Here's Kate. This is what I propose to you. If you could do this now, if you were given the option to go into a house on the Gold Coast hinterland for 3 months, no phone, no television.
Sounds perfect.
It does. It actually does. You've got to be
people you don't know.
No. Oh, okay. So with other people.
But see, just to disconnect for 3 months.
But you're not. Then you're in there with randoms. And possibly randoms that you don't connect with or you don't... Yeah. I mean, don't they do that on purpose? I'm happy to go to a house in the hinterland.
By yourself. I don't know what that show would be like. Kate's having another cup of tea.
It's like every time they ask me to do Dancing with the Stars, I'm like, yes, I will do Dancing with the Stars. Yes, I would like to learn how to dance. But can we not do the dancing on the television bit? They're like, oh, that's part of the deal.
It's a show I'd watch.
What, me dancing?
Kate Southern Highlands Bush Week.
Bush Week? No, like I'd have a do-si-do round your partner dancing.
Oh, like country boot scooting.
I thought that's what you meant by bushwheat.
Yeah,
You took yourself out of your comfort zone with It Takes Two. Unbelievable effort to do that.
I know. I look back and I think I don't know who that person was that said yes to their agent on that day.
Well done.
I don't know. I think I was having a breakdown or
Well, my
something.
temperature
can I-
was rising watching it.
I ran into Troy Casadale and his lovely wife on the weekend after our interview, and he just said,
you?
"Thank you again." What a lovely man he is.
One of the nicest,
Oh my gosh.
seriously nicest people ever.
Troz-Kaz, his mates call him,
No, they don't.
don't they?
Don't ruin his name like
A little
that.
bit
Do
for
not
us,
ruin
Jess.
But you know what? This doesn't bother me anymore because I've moved past it.
Imagine you in the Gold Coast hinterland just belting this
Yeah,
out.
on
like-
my own. No shame. Dancing like nobody's watching, guys.
All the animals are falling out of the tree.
Fitz in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.